Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. English Podcast, the place where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Emily, and I am so happy you are here with us today. Before we start, please remember to subscribe to Mr. English channel. And if you enjoyed today's talk, give us a big thumbs up and share it with your friends who are learning English. It really helps our show grow, and we can make many more stories for you. Thank you so much. Today, we have a very special guest. He is not only kind and wise, he is also a multi-millionaire. Yes, you heard that right. His name is Alex, and he is here to help us understand a big question. Why do the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Hello, Alex. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Emily. Hello, everyone listening. I'm really happy to be here. It feels good to talk about this topic. It's important, and maybe it can help someone today.
I think so too. Our listeners love real stories, and they also love learning English from real conversation. So, Alex, before we talk about money, can I ask, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you. I woke up early, had my coffee, and I went for a small walk. The sun was shining, and I felt thankful.
That sounds lovely. I had tea today, not coffee. I'm trying to drink less caffeine.
Good choice. Tea is peaceful.
So, Alex, everyone is very curious about you. You are a multimillionaire now, but were you always rich?
Oh, no, Emily, not at all. When I was young, my family was very poor. We lived in a small house. Sometimes we had no money for electricity. I know what it feels like to be poor.
Wow. So you really understand both sides.
Yes, that's why I want to talk about this. People often think the rich are lucky, but usually there is a story behind the money.
Understanding that story can change how we live.
That's exactly what we want to learn today. So, Alex, the big question: why do the rich get richer and the poor get poorer?
Good question. I'll tell you a small truth first. It's not only about money. It's about thinking, habits, and time. Thinking, habits, and time. 3 simple words. Can you explain?
Of course. Rich people and poor people often think in very different ways. They also use time in different ways, and they have different daily habits.
Can you give an example?
Sure. When poor people get money, many of them spend it fast. They buy things that make them feel good right now. A new phone, new clothes, maybe a big dinner. But when rich people get money, they think first. They ask, how can this money work for me? They often save, invest, or start something small that can grow.
I like that sentence. How can this money work for me? That's strong.
Yes, money is like a worker. If you send it to work, it will bring you more money. If you let it sleep, it does nothing.
I like that picture. Money's sleeping. So, when you were poor, did you think like that too?
No, not at first. When I was young, I only thought about surviving. I wanted food, I wanted to feel safe, and sometimes I wanted small fun things like new shoes. But later I met a man who changed my thinking.
Who was he?
He was my first boss. I worked at a small store when I was 17. He told me one day, Alex, poor people work for money, but rich people make money work for them.
I didn't understand at that time, but I remembered his words for years.
That's a powerful sentence. Can you explain in simple English for our listeners?
Of course. Poor people work for money means they only earn when they work. If they stop working, money stops too. But rich people make money work for them means they build something, like a business, an investment, or knowledge that keeps making money even when they rest.
So rich people build systems, not only jobs.
Exactly. They think long term. They ask, what will happen in 5 years? Not only what will happen today. That's interesting because many of us only think about today. Bills, rent, food, life feels busy.
Yes, I understand. When you are poor, you must think about today. But that is also the trap. If you only think about today, you stay there forever. Even small plans for the future can slowly change your life.
So the rich get richer because they plan ahead.
That's one big reason. They plan, they learn, and they believe that they can grow. And the poor often stop learning after school. They say, "I've finished my studies." But rich people never stop. They read, listen, and ask questions.
Like in this podcast.
Exactly. Everyone listening right now is already doing something rich people do. They are learning.
That's so nice to hear. I feel rich already.
Haha, good. Knowledge is the first kind of wealth.
So if someone is poor now, you think they can change?
Of course. I was poor. Many rich people I know were poor, but they changed how they think. That's the real starting point.
It sounds so simple, but maybe not easy.
Yes, simple but not easy, because changing your mind takes time. And people around you might not understand.
Like friends who say, "Why are you saving? Just enjoy life."
Exactly. They will laugh when you save money or read books. But later, they will ask you how you did it.
I love that. Can we make a small English lesson here? You used the word invest before. What does invest mean in simple English?
Good idea. Invest means to use money, time, or energy now so you can get more later. For example, when you buy a book, you are investing in your mind. When you buy a new phone only to show people, you are just spending.
So, investing means planting seeds for the future.
Perfect, Emily. Exactly.
That's easy to remember.
And that's what rich people do every day. They plant seeds.
I like this image of planting seeds. Maybe we can make that our podcast quote for the day. Rich people plant seeds. Poor people eat the seeds.
That's perfect.
Okay, Alex, I have a question. If someone listening right now has no money, what can they do? They can't invest money yet, right?
Good question. If you have no money, you can invest time. Read, learn, watch, practice skills. That's how I started. I didn't have money, but I had time. And I used that time to learn about sales, people, and business.
So, learning is the first investment.
Yes, the richest people on earth are always learning. Because when you grow, your money will follow.
That's a beautiful sentence, too. When you grow, your money will follow.
Thank you. It's true.
Okay, Alex, I'm already excited for your full story. Can we talk in the next part about how you became rich, like step by step? Like what you did, what mistakes you made, what habits helped you?
Yes, of course. I'll tell you the real story, from cleaning floors to building companies.
Wow, I can't wait.
And we will keep the English simple, right?
Always. That's our rule at Mr. English Podcast.
Good.
Okay, friends listening, stay with us. In the next part, Alex will tell his real story, how a poor boy became a multimillionaire. You will learn English, you will learn life, and you will learn hope.
Yes, and maybe you'll get some ideas to start your own success story.
That's wonderful. Okay, everyone, take a sip of your tea or coffee, relax, and get ready for part 2.
See you in a moment.
In part 1, we talked about how rich people think differently. Now, Alex is going to tell us his real story. Are you ready, Alex?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you, Emily. And thank you to everyone who stayed for part 2. Let me take you back many years ago, when I was just a poor boy with big dreams.
We love stories. Please start from the beginning.
All right, I was 17. My parents worked hard, but we never had enough money. Sometimes we ate only bread and tea for dinner. I remember my mother saying, "Alex, study hard so you can have a better life." So I tried. But I also had to work. After school, I cleaned floors in a small grocery store. The store owner was kind, but very strict. He taught me one big lesson: always come early and always learn something new. At first, I only cleaned. Then one day, he asked me to help him at the counter. He showed me how to smile at customers, how to talk politely, how to remember what people like to buy. I started to enjoy it.
So, your first skill was customer service.
Exactly. I learned that people love to feel seen. When I said, "Good morning, Mrs. Lee. How are you today?" she smiled and always came back. That small skill later became very important in my business life.
I like that. So, kindness is part of getting rich too.
Yes, kindness and respect, they are free, but they bring more opportunities than money sometimes.
That's true. What happened next?
After 2 years, I saved a little money, only a few $100s. I could have used it to buy new clothes or a phone, but I decided to learn something. I paid for a small evening course called How to Sell. It was my first real investment.
You invested in yourself.
Yes, and that changed everything. I learned that sales is not about pushing people. It's about helping people get what they need. When you help enough people, they help you back with trust and money.
That sounds beautiful and simple.
It is simple, but most people never try it. They wait for luck instead of building skill.
So, after that course, I started selling things part-time. Books, small electronics, anything I could find. Sometimes I failed, sometimes I lost money, but every time I learned something. And I wrote notes in a small notebook. I still have that notebook today.
Really? What did you write inside?
I wrote 3 things after every day: what I did well, what I did wrong, and what I learned. That habit made me grow faster than anyone around me because every day I learned from my mistakes.
That's a great habit for our listeners, too. Maybe they can do the same in English learning. Write what they did well, what they did wrong, and what they learned.
Yes, it works for everything. Anyway, after 5 years, I had saved enough to open a small shop. It was not big, just a little place selling used phones. I was nervous. I thought, what if I fail? But I also thought, what if I succeed? So I tried. The first month was very hard. Some days, no one came. Some days, people came but didn't buy. I wanted to quit many times, but I remembered what my old boss said: keep learning. So I read books about business, watched free videos, and slowly I improved.
So your business started to grow.
Yes, little by little. After 1 year, I opened a second shop. After 3 years, I opened 5 shops. And later, I started selling online. That's when the real growth began.
Online business. So you moved with the times.
Exactly. Poor people often fear change. Rich people look for change and use it. When online shopping became popular, many old sellers said, "No one will buy on the internet." I said, "Let's try." And suddenly, we were selling to the whole country.
That's amazing! So you built your success step by step.
Yes, and here is something important. Each step came from a habit, not a big miracle. Let me share some of those habits. Habit 1, read every day.
Alex, I read every day, even for 10 minutes. Reading grows your mind. When you read, you talk to smart people through paper. Books are cheap mentors.
What kind of books did you read?
Mostly about business, psychology, and biographies, but also stories. Stories teach you about people's hearts.
That's good English advice, too. Read stories to understand hearts and words.
Habit 2. Save first, spend later.
Alex?
When I earned $100, I saved 10 before touching the rest. It didn't matter if the money was small. That 10% became my freedom money.
Freedom money. I like that phrase.
Yes, it's the money that works for you later. Most people do the opposite. They spend first and save what is left. That is why they never save.
So, pay yourself first.
So, pay yourself first.
Habit 3. Surround yourself with growth.
I started spending time with people who wanted more from life. Not only rich people, positive people. When your friends talk about dreams, you start dreaming too. When they only complain, you stop believing.
That's so true. Sometimes friends can keep us poor, not with money, but with words.
Yes, words are powerful. Choose your circle carefully.
Habit 4. Learn how money moves.
This one sounds difficult, but it's simple. Every time I used money, I asked, will this make me richer or poorer? If it made me poorer, I thought twice. If it could make me richer, by knowledge, connection, or business, I said yes.
So, money is like a mirror. It shows your choices.
Exactly.
Habit 5. Teach others.
After I became successful, I started teaching young people what I learned. Teaching made my ideas clearer and my heart bigger. And strangely, more success came after that.
So, giving makes you richer too.
Always. Giving opens doors that money cannot open.
Alex, I love these habits. Can we make a small review for our listeners?
Of course.
Okay, friends, repeat after us. Read every day.
Save first, spend later.
Be with positive people.
Ask, will this make me richer or poorer?
Teach and share what you learn.
Perfect. If you only do these 5 things for 1 year, your life will look very different.
And they are not hard to understand, right? Even our beginner English students can follow them.
Yes, because success and good English come from small steps done again and again.
That's encouraging. Alex, can you tell me a short story about a young man who followed these steps?
Of course, we love stories here. His name is Daniel. He worked in my first shop as a cleaner, just like I did many years ago. He was shy, quiet, and always looked tired. One day I asked him, Daniel, what do you want from life? He said, I just want enough money to help my family. I told him, then start learning. Come early tomorrow and I will teach you sales. He came early, he watched, he learned. After 6 months, he was one of our best salesmen. After 2 years, he opened his own shop. Now he owns 3.
That's beautiful. So Daniel became rich too.
Yes, because he changed how he thought. He didn't say, I can't. He said, I will learn. And life rewarded him.
That story gives hope to everyone. Listeners, remember, Daniel started as a cleaner. Maybe you are starting somewhere small too. That's okay. Everyone starts somewhere.
Yes, and you don't need to be rich to begin. You need to begin to become rich.
Wow, that's another quote for the show. You don't need to be rich to begin. You need to begin to become rich. Part 4, Discipline, Habits, and Real Action. Welcome back, everyone, to Mr. English Podcast. This is Part 4 with Alex. I think I make you so tired. How are you? Are you okay to go on?
I'm great, Emily. I just had my tea and relaxed, and I'm ready to share more.
That's perfect. You always sound peaceful. In the last part, we talked about mindset and time. Now we're talking about something I think everyone finds difficult. Discipline.
Ah, yes, the invisible power.
The invisible power?
Yes, discipline is like a muscle inside you. You can't see it, but it moves everything. Without discipline, even the best dreams stay dreams.
What is discipline really? Can you explain discipline in a simple way for our listeners?
Of course, discipline means doing what is right even when you don't feel like it. It's that small voice that says, do it anyway.
So it's like waking up early even when the bed is warm.
Exactly. Or saving money even when shopping looks fun. It's not about being hard, it's about being consistent.
I like that. Consistency, not perfection.
Perfectly said. The rich get richer because they do small things every day, again and again. The poor get poorer because they stop when it feels hard.
The power of routine? What does your morning look like, Alex? Can you walk us through your daily routine?
Sure. I wake up at 6 a.m., I drink water, stretch a little, and write 3 things I'm grateful for. Then I walk for 20 minutes. During that time, I listen to something educational, maybe a podcast or an audiobook.
You listen to podcasts too.
Of course, I love learning from others. After that, I plan my day. I write down 3 main goals, not 20, just 3. Then I focus on finishing those before checking my phone or social media.
That sounds so peaceful and smart.
It keeps my mind calm. You see, discipline is not only about working harder, it's about working wiser.
Money discipline. Can we talk about money discipline? Because that's where most people struggle.
Absolutely. Rich people don't get rich by luck, they get rich by rules. Let me share my simple rule. Save 10%, invest 10%, live on 80%.
That's easy to remember.
Yes, simple, but powerful. Poor mindset says, I'll save what's left. Rich mindset says, I'll save first.
So you pay yourself first.
Exactly. When you pay yourself first, you respect your future. When you spend first, you forget your future.
That's beautiful, Alex. Respect your future.
Thank you. And remember, investing doesn't always mean stocks or business. It can mean investing in your education, skills, or language like you're doing now.
So learning English can be an investment.
Of course. The more you can communicate, the more doors open. Communication is wealth.
Small actions every day. Sometimes people think, I'll change my life one day, but one day never comes.
Yes, the famous someday. I tell people, someday is not a day of the week.
That's true.
You don't need to do big things. Start small. 5 minutes of learning, 10 minutes of reading, $1 of saving. Success is not one giant step. It's 1,000 small ones.
That's very encouraging.
When I started, I read 1 page a day. After a year, that was 365 pages, almost a book. Small actions become habits, and habits become wealth.
Habits of rich people. What are some habits rich people have that poor people don't?
Good question. Let's see. Rich people plan their day, poor people react to it. Rich people read, poor people watch. Rich people network, poor people complain. Rich people ask for help. Poor people say, I can do it alone. Rich people learn every day. Poor people think they already know.
That's powerful but easy to understand. it's not about money, it's about mindset and actions.
Yes, because money follows behavior.
The temptation trap. You said something important, saving even when shopping looks fun. Why do people find it so hard to control spending?
Because of emotion. Money is not just numbers, it's feelings. When people feel sad, they buy something to feel better. When people feel happy, they buy something to celebrate. So they spend in both cases.
That's true. I do that sometimes too.
We all do. The key is awareness. Before spending, I always ask, is this making me richer or just making me feel good for 5 minutes?
That's a strong question.
Yes, and it saves you thousands over time.
Discipline as freedom. I always thought discipline sounds like control, like no fun.
That's what most people think, but the truth is opposite. Discipline is freedom.
Freedom? How?
When you control your habits don't control you. When you control your money, your bills don't scare you. When you control your time, your stress disappears. That is freedom.
Wow, that's deep.
I'll say it this way. Discipline feels hard today, but gives peace tomorrow.
Discipline in difficult times. What about days when life is just too hard? How do you stay disciplined when everything feels heavy?
Those days come for everyone, even millionaires. What helps is why. If your why is strong, your how becomes easy.
What do you mean?
When I was poor, my why was my family. I wanted my mother to rest. Every morning when I felt tired, I remembered her tired face. That gave me strength to keep working, keep learning.
That's beautiful. So your reason gives you energy.
Yes. People quit when they forget why they started.
The 3D rule for discipline. You gave us a 3R rule for mindset. Read, reflect, react. Do you have one for discipline too?
Yes, I do. It's the 3D rule. Decide, do, don't stop.
Simple but strong.
Yes, first, decide what you want. Then, do something small every day. Finally, don't stop, because consistency beats talent.
I love that. Consistency beats talent.
Yes, many talented people fail because they stop. Many average people win because they don't.
Mini English moments. Let's pause for our English learners for a moment. Alex said consistency. It means doing something again and again regularly. He also said discipline. It means control and responsibility.
And invest, we used it earlier, means to give something, like time or money, to get more later.
Perfect.
The bamboo tree. Can I tell one small story about discipline?
Of course.
Okay. So in China, there's something called the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant the seed, nothing grows for 5 years. You water it every day. People laugh and say, "You're wasting your time." But in the 5th year, suddenly, it grows 90 feet in 6 weeks.
Wow, that's fast.
Yes, but it didn't grow in 6 weeks. It grew underground for 5 years. That's what discipline is. When you keep going, even when you don't see results.
That story is perfect. It's like life.
Exactly. Success takes time underground before it shows above.
Hope message. Alex, some listeners might feel stuck. Maybe they're working hard but can't see progress. What would you tell them?
I'd tell them, keep watering your bamboo. You might not see growth today, but the roots are forming. Every small step counts. Discipline is silent progress. You just don't see it yet.
That's beautiful.
And remember, millionaire listeners, your future doesn't need permission. It just needs consistency.
That's another golden line.
So today we learned that discipline is not a punishment, it's power. That small actions every day build habits, and habits build freedom.
Exactly. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent.
Wow, Alex, that was such a powerful talk today. I feel like I learned so much, not just about money, but about how people think.
Yes, Emily, because the secret is really not about money. It's about mindset. Rich people think in a way that creates more value. Poor people often think in a way that keeps them stuck. But once you see it, once you learn, you can change it.
Exactly. Everyone listening, remember, you can start small. Maybe today you just save $1, or you read one page of a book, or you watch one podcast that makes you grow. That's how success begins, one small action.
Right. The rich keep getting richer because they keep learning.
Investing and believing. You can do the same. Start with what you have, right where you are. That's the real magic.
Beautiful words, Alex. And I hope everyone listening feels inspired today. Remember, being rich is not only about money, it's about being rich in mind, rich in heart, and rich in purpose.
I like that. Rich in purpose. Thank you, Emily, and thank you to everyone for spending your time with us. Time is your greatest wealth. Use it wisely.
Yes, yes. And before we go, dear listeners, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Mr. English Podcast. Give this episode a big thumbs up if you liked it, and share it with your friends or classmates who are learning English.
And tell us in the comments, what did you learn from today's talk? Do you believe everyone can become rich in their own way? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, we read every comment, and your stories inspire us too. So keep learning, keep practicing English, and keep growing your mindset.
And remember, your story isn't either. You are still writing your rich chapter.
Beautifully said, Alex. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. This was another episode of Mr. English Podcast, where learning English is easy and fun.